Who can tell me whose cash flow statement is this in the back here? Okay, Mars.
Middle class.
Okay, I have middle class. Middle class. This is the sorry, I forgot to draw what's on the projector as well. Okay, so I got middle class. And why do you say that, Mars? What makes this the cash flow statement of the middle class?
He goes up, and then sometimes middle class people, sometimes they get up, and sometimes they go back down, and it's like, it's like a bar graph basically. I'll say a line graph.
Okay, Mars, you know what this tells me? You have not yet started reading chapter 2. Because that's not it.
No.
No. Okay. I know, I appreciate you raising your hand though. Okay. Who has actually read chapter 2, or has started to read chapter 2, and has gotten this far? Okay, go ahead. Poor person? A poor person. Okay, you are correct, sir. It is a poor person. Now, why, Derek?
Because if you spend all your money on if you spend all your salary money on expenses, you might run out of money.
Did you hear that? Okay, he said if you spend all your salary money on expenses, it might run out, and that's exactly what happens to people who have a job. Now, what does a job produce?
Money.
Okay, we call that
Income.
income. Now, I have a salary as a teacher. As you know, I get paid a salary. Not everybody has a salary. When they work, some people make wages in different forms, right? Okay, so we talked about commissions. Salespeople, like in the movie The Pursuit of Happiness, the stockbrokers, they sell products, insurance products, investment products. The more they sell, the more the money they make, because they're working on commission. So salespeople make commissions. My wife's a realtor. She gets paid if she sells a house. Say the house is $1 million, because here in San Diego County, that's pretty much it, right? Houses are expensive. So she makes
30%.
as a selling agent, she can make 3%. Let's just say 3%. What's 3% of $1 million? $30,000 on that sale. She gets a check for $30,000. Of course, there's taxes. Her brokerage gets some of that money as well. She works for Realty One. Anyways, she works on commission, so she gets wages. So we call these people W-2 people, wages, W wages, 2 people. I get at the end of the year a W-2 report, which tells me how much money I made, minus taxes and all that, and which I have to use to report to the IRS. Anyway, if they, these people, I mean, they're poor people, right? And that's what Kiyosaki calls them in the book. If they have 0 assets, mostly liabilities, then yes, they're gonna run out of money. Or they might just break even at the end of the month. They won't have anything left over to buy assets because they have so many liabilities. And what are some expenses that poor people have? Give me one.
Debt.
Debt. Okay, which kind of debt? Like, give me, like.
Some people could have loan sharks. Other people could have from the government.
Payday loans. So we said debt, right? Credit card. Plus, they have bills. So what's coming out? Huh? Rent. Rent, absolutely. So bills.
And medical.
Medical. They might have medical issues. Yes.
You could say lights, electricity, water. Electricity,
water. Rent is huge. Here, living in San Diego County, rent is going to be, if you have a piece of the pie, these people, poor people, unfortunately, the rent is going to take up 75% pretty much. I mean, that's how expensive it is to live here, of the money that they bring in from their jobs, okay? So,
I didn't own.
Yes.
What's it called? Another day I was thinking about was like, our bill, your car.
Car.
Yeah, the car.
Car too. Car is a huge expense. That will go over here too as well. That's a liability. Okay, because why? Cars aren't paying you any money unless you're using them for your job as an Uber driver. You're using them as your job for Instacart driving, and then you can deduct some of the expenses of driving this car around. You could obviously use it for personal use as well, but if you have to pay a car payment every month, then certainly it becomes a liability. Okay? We can't talk about houses or mortgages for people who are poor because chances are they're renting. Okay? They're renting. They don't own a home, which is also would be here in the liability section. So
gas.
gas. Those are all our car-related expenses, right? Gas. Okay, guys, you have to continue to read. You have to understand why this is the pattern of a person who's poor. They're missing this right here. Okay, they don't have any assets. They have a lot of liabilities and a lot of expenses. And at the end of the month, they might be broke again until they get paid again. Okay?
And
All
the
right.
cycle
Last question.
Isn't that called living paycheck to paycheck?
Yes, it is called living paycheck to paycheck. And a lot of people are doing that in this country.
You know, bad way to live.
It's a really bad way to live. You are correct. Thank you for saying that. And this is why I'm having you read this, okay, this book, so that you're not living paycheck to paycheck in the future. Any other questions before we move on? No?
Better living on the farm.
Don't farm.
Thank you.